So here's what they're saying. Yeah, we're going to cut the deficit by 2050. I want to know what they use for a calculation between now and 2050 to possibly, even in their wildest imaginations and the most skewed mathematics that you could ever come up with, could believe that by 2050 we're going to be cutting or will have decreased our national debt. It is lunacy. It doesn't matter who's president. There's no way on God's green earth that we are going to be cutting our deficit in the next 20 years, 30 years, not going in the next 5 years. That we would have to freeze spending, all spending would have to totally freeze, and taxes would have to go up through the roof. So it is a ridiculous statement. And they come out and make it even more ridiculous by saying researchers at the Wharton School, researchers, who did they use? Political scientists to do the research? It wasn't done through statistical and mathematical data, that is for sure. It's insane. And this is the kind of garbage that gets put out on the state-run media on a regular basis. And that's all this is. This is just another soundbite for the left to carry on. They were running low on sound bites coming out of what might be perceived as reputable institutions. So now when they get on TV, you will hear it now for the next 3 weeks. Well, according to the Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania, this infrastructure bill is actually going to cut the deficit. I mean, that's what you're going to be hearing about. So they've got some cover by a so-called credible source. Now, if they had credibility, they don't anymore. But this is the soundbite that we're going to be hearing, and I think it's just insanity. And they really don't care, number one, about cutting the deficit. Nobody cares. This is to pander to that base that's straddling the fence, that doesn't know where they are with all this. That's all this is. This is trying to appeal to that base. Well, you can say all you want about the president, but he's cutting the deficit. Okay. So when the debt clock starts running backwards, let's praise the president. Okay? So when we look at the debt clock and it's ticking backwards, that'll be great. Now, President Obama shut the debt clock down for 8 months. So we don't really know how accurate that clock is because we certainly kept on spending for that 8 months. So I don't know. I just find it so hard to believe. I don't know where I got it. I'm thinking I pulled this from the Wall Street Journal this morning. I'm not sure. But so, I pulled it from a source that is a credible source, but the source itself has to be checking their credibility, or a lot of other people checking their credibility right now, because I don't know how it's possible. Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.